Oh brother, thank you so much for checking out my new song. We're going to use it as a basis to explore all sorts of different approaches and concepts which you can use to build up an expressive style of guitar playing. So let's go. Now this first lick exemplifies how those tiny details bring personality and character to your playing. Because the basic melodic content is just this. But that doesn't sound quite as interesting as... So what I've done is I've squeezed in this fast little thing in between the melody. So instead of just doing... we get... Now sure, it's a subtle thing, but it makes a huge difference in building character and personality. So if you want to take the step from intermediate to pro, this is the kind of thing you should be working on. So next up we have a melody that's played on one single string. And I much prefer the tone of these kind of melodies, and let me show you. If you compare the sound of this to this, to me that's not even a subtle difference. There's a pretty big difference there, and it's because the strings are in different dimensions, so you're going to get tonal differences which are not always desirable. And also for this kind of ballad song, we want a really smooth flowing melody, and if we stay on a single string, it allows us to keep constant pressure on the string, so we don't get those tiny interruptions which happen in between notes when you're switching between strings. So you can get a more legato kind of sound if you stay on the same string. So once again, the devil is in the details. This is a good example of how you can take a tiny idea and turn it into a lick. So the basic idea is this. Now, those are 4 notes. If we change one note, change the phrasing slightly, and use a different technique, we get... I was using hammer-ons and pull-offs there. Now, if we put that together, we get... So you should be thinking, wow, I'm going to do that with all my tiny little ideas and turn them into something big. Now this one contains something I sort of got from Eric Johnson. He does a lot of these broken up arpeggios. But he has amazing tone when he does this, and I think part of the secret is his hand synchronization. Now what I do to try and emulate that is to hammer on the strings even though I'm picking them as well. So typically for this kind of lick I would first practice trying to get sound out of just the hammer-ons, and then add some picking on top of that. And it just seems to beef up the tone when you're sort of attacking the string from 2 different directions. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging with me. My idea is to cover the whole song in a whole bunch of different YouTube videos. And I would obviously be showing you the notes that are being played, but more importantly, I would be analyzing everything, and I would be showing you the thought process that goes on behind the playing and the music. The basic idea is you don't want to be sounding like a clone of me or anyone else. You want to sound like yourself. That's what matters, and that's how you take it to the next level. So basically what I want to know from you is, number 1, would you like to see more lessons from me? Number 2, what would you want me to cover? apart from the notes that are being played, there's lots of stuff we can cover. We can speak about phrasing, about technique, about note choice, the scales, the arpeggios, outside notes. We can look at the songwriting, how do you structure your song? How do you arrange the different parts of the song for them to sound good? How do you mix them? And also, the components of a guitar sound to have a dynamic sound, which is a necessity for instrumental music. So there's a whole bunch of different things we can look at. Do let me know what you would want me to see. Now, number 3, what I want to know from you is, do you have any pets? Do you? Just kidding. I don't need to know if you have pets. There's no number 3, okay? There's just number 1. Do you want more lessons? Number 2, what would you want me to cover? Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to, I'll meet you soon. Again.
Rock and roll, baby!